You are sitting beside the fire with nothing urgent to do. No animal tracks to follow. No storm moving in. No tool broken in your hands. The food gathered yesterday is still enough for tonight. So what happens now? Today, boredom means reaching for a phone. A screen fills the empty space before you have time to feel it. But ancient humans had no screens, books, television, or endless supply of new things to watch. They still had long waits, quiet afternoons, bad weather, failed hunts, and nights when sleep did not come. So what did ancient humans do when they got bored? The first honest answer is that we cannot know exactly when an ancient person felt bored. Boredom leaves no marks on bone. Archaeologists do not uncover a campsite and find a label saying, "Someone had nothing to do here." But they do find objects and behaviors that make little sense if every waking moment was spent fighting to survive. They find beads, pigments, engravings, figurines, flutes, decorated tools, and handprints on cave walls. These objects required time, patience, practice, and attention. Some may have carried ritual, social, or practical meaning. But they also reveal something simple. Ancient humans did more than eat, sleep, and avoid danger. They played with sound, shape, color, movement, and imagination. Start with children. In many foraging societies, children learn through play rather than through classrooms. They build miniature shelters, imitate hunting, prepare tiny meals, copy adult arguments, and create imaginary situations. What looks like entertainment is also rehearsal. A child pretending to track an animal is practicing attention. A child shaping a poor stone flake is learning how tools break. A group inventing rules for a game is learning cooperation, competition, and fairness. Ancient children probably did not need manufactured toys to play. A stick could become a spear. A stone could become an animal. A patch of mud could become an entire camp. Some archaeological objects have even been interpreted as miniature tools, dolls, balls, or beginner-made objects, although it is often difficult to prove whether something was a toy, a lesson, or both. Adults played too. Imagine two hunters waiting for the rest of the group. One tosses a stone toward a mark in the dirt. The other tries to beat him. Soon, there are rules. Stand behind this line. Use the same size stone. 3 attempts each. Nothing about the game feeds anyone. Yet it trains aim, creates laughter, settles status without a real fight, and turns waiting into competition. That is one reason play is difficult to separate from survival. A race can be fun and physical training. A dance can be entertainment and group bonding. A story can pass the time and preserve knowledge. A decorated spear can be beautiful and also show identity, skill, or belonging. Then there was music. More than 35,000 years ago, people in what is now southwestern Germany made flutes from bird bone and mammoth ivory. Much later, people at Jiahu in China produced carefully made bone flutes, capable of multiple notes. These instruments were not accidental holes in discarded bones. They required planning, precision, and an understanding of sound. Picture the work. Someone chooses the right bone, cleans it, measures the spacing, drills the holes, tests the sound, and adjusts it. The process may take hours. Then someone plays while others listen, move, sing, or join in. Was this done because people were bored? We cannot prove that. Music may have been used for ceremony, courtship, mourning, hunting, or communication, but it certainly transformed empty time into shared attention. A quiet camp could become a performance. The repeated rhythm could pull separate people into one moment. Ancient humans also decorated themselves. Shell beads and pigments appeared deep in the archaeological record. Making a bead can mean collecting a shell, shaping it, drilling it, stringing it, and repairing it when it breaks. None of this is effortless. Decoration can signal age, identity, status, group membership, or attraction. But it also satisfies the urge to change how something looks simply because the unaltered version is not enough. The same urge appears on cave walls, bones, stones, and tools. Lines repeat, animals overlap, hands become silhouettes, patterns appear where no pattern was required for cutting, scraping, or hunting. And then there were stories. A fire does more than cook food, it creates a circle. During the day, conversation may focus on practical things, tracks, plants, weather, injuries, conflict. At night, when movement becomes difficult and danger remains outside the light, the mind can leave the camp. A hunter becomes larger in every retelling. An animal speaks, A dead relative returns in a dream. A child asks why the moon follows the group. Someone invents an answer. Another person corrects it. Soon the group has a story that can survive longer than anyone who first told it. Storytelling was not merely a way to escape boredom. It could teach children where danger lived, explain social rules, remember distant places, and warn people about mistakes without forcing them to make those mistakes themselves. But useful stories still had to hold attention. The boring storyteller was forgotten. The compelling one was asked to continue. Gossip probably filled time as well. Who shared meat? Who refused? Who was interested in whom? Who exaggerated what happened during the hunt? In a small group, other people were the main source of news, conflict, humor, and surprise. There were no celebrities to discuss, so everyone nearby became important. People also groomed one another, repaired clothing, practiced skills, watched children, rested, flirted, argued, slept, wandered, and observed. Doing nothing did not always mean feeling empty. Watching clouds, listening for animals, or sitting beside others could be part of ordinary life without needing to become productive. This is where the modern idea of boredom may mislead us. You live in a world designed to destroy empty moments immediately. Every pause can be filled. Ancient humans could not erase waiting so easily. They had to enter it. Sometimes they turned it into practice, sometimes into art, sometimes into music, games, jokes, gossip, courtship, stories, or sleep. And sometimes they may have simply remained bored. That matters because boredom is not only an unpleasant absence. It can also be pressure. It pushes the mind to search for novelty, make a pattern, test an idea, irritate someone, challenge a friend, or imagine something that is not there. We should not romanticize the past. Ancient life included hunger, injury, grief, violence, parasites, and long periods of uncertainty. Free time was not a permanent vacation. A playful object might also be sacred. A song might belong to mourning. A game might train someone for danger. But the evidence still points toward a species that refused to live by necessity alone. When ancient humans had nothing urgent to do, they did not stop being human. They became more visibly human. In those quiet stretches, curiosity had room to breathe. A child could invent a game, an adult could test a rhythm, and a group could turn an ordinary evening into a memory worth repeating long after the fire went out. They made useless things meaningful. They turned practice into games, noise into music, memory into stories, bodies into decoration, and empty hours into culture. You reach for a phone when nothing is happening. They reached for one another, a bone flute, a piece of pigment, a joke, a game, or a story. And somewhere inside those long, unfilled hours, humans may have created many of the things we now use to fill our own.